lost about 45% of our restaurant business.
45?
45%.
That's a lot. How did you cope with that?
Well, I've been doing it since, been involved in the restaurant business since 1974. My mother started in 1974, a little further out north in Tulsa. And so I've seen the up and downs through life, in the restaurant business. So you always have a mindset of being 3 customers short from going under, So you always have to take it,
You have to be ready for that.
at any time.
And did you do takeout and delivery?
Yeah, we have always done it. We've done takeout since we've already been in business.
I'm going to pan over to your restaurant.
So that part of the business was new to us, and so we already had a large carry-out business. We don't contract with none of the delivery services. I don't believe in helping them make money.
Do it yourself.
Do it ourselves. I felt it was arbitrary because at the same time that they wanted restaurants and things like that to close down, all the grocery stores and convenience stores still get open. And so for someone to be that arbitrary about another man's livelihood, I felt that it wasn't right.
Did you get any response?
Yeah, I got a response. I got blocked on one radio station.
Oh,
yeah,
that kind of response.
That's kind of response. I don't believe the younger generations really understand the magnitude of really of Juneteenth, because a lot of the history that I was taught and things like that, they don't teach in school anymore. And so those things like that, to me, lose the significance of really what it's really about.
Do you try to pass it on?
Yeah, I have 6 daughters, and I tell them the truth.
Yeah.
I don't hide anything from them. They know all about my life, my ups and downs, my shortcomings, my high points, my low points. So I don't hide anything from them in life, because life is, when they're in the real world, for say outside of the house, they have to have an understanding of what really goes on in the real world. And so I try to make sure that they understand that, ain't nothing free. Ain't nothing free, and you go have ups and downs. But the deal is, you don't waddle in your downs, and you don't get too high in your ups. You have to stay, level-headed. Some things happen because of something you might have done, and some things happen just as part of life. You hadn't had nothing to do with it as things happen. So you have to take everything with a grain of salt.
I heard a number of people have told me that, even people from Oklahoma, that they never even heard of that. And I was wondering, were you aware of that when you were growing up?
What's that?
The Greenwood Massacre?
No, well, I mean, my grandmother, my grandmother and grandfather, taught me a lot, said things to us. Yeah. They were younger when I think my grandmother was born in, I can't remember, 21, 22, somewhere along there. So they were young. But then you had older people that passed it along and things like that. I didn't have really anybody in my family directly, in my family tree that I know of, that were directly affected by that. And so, things like that. I have friends who, have had, ancestors that was actually involved in this now. Things like that. I look at it like this. Before they even started saying Black Lives Matter, to say they mattered in the beginning of time. You know what I'm saying? It's just not now. Like Black lives have always mattered. And so, in all honesty, the country was really built, the United States was really built off, per se, the back of the black man. And so I understand that. And I know the history of that. I've learned and read and things like that. So I understand that. But the only thing that's really black and white to me is good and evil. You see what I'm saying? That's what, is good and evil. And there's no laws that could be wrote on any man's paper, with any man's ink, type, email, or you name it. Let's go take the evil out of somebody else's heart. That can't legislate that. That will never happen. Right. We should, that's not gonna do that. And so that's not, to me, that's almost just really part of life. since the beginning of time, man have been against man. You know, that's never gonna change. You know, that's human nature. You know, the truth stand by itself. You see what I'm saying? You don't have to hide nothing. And so, because a man don't fear what he see on the outside of it. Man always fear what's on the inside. He don't want it to come out.
Oh, that's insightful.
You know what I'm saying? That's what we try to hold on to. You know, we try to mask it, you know, and things like that. So I'm gonna be double tongued. You know.
So I then, speaking of potential double tongues, I have to ask you about the rally that's coming to town. How do you feel about that?
Well, I voted for the president.
You voted for him?
Yes.
So you trust him?
Yes, I understand that he's a man.
That he's what?
He's a man, human being like I am.
Uh-huh.
You understand what I'm saying? And so he's the leader of the United States of America.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a military man. And with that understanding, being overseas in other countries, I understand the respect that I should have for my leader. You see what I'm saying? You know, because at the end of the day, he's our leader. And so when you can't, you know, respect your leader, then when you become a leader, you have children, nephews, nieces, cousins, and somebody, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And people look up, you know, so it goes like this. And then, and people forget this, it's a true biblical, really, you know, what goes around comes around. You see what I'm saying? You know, and so whatever you sow or whatever you put forth, you go get that back. You see what I'm saying? So when you down talk someone or, you know, speak unkind words and things like that, even though sometimes things might be truthful, it's not always good to speak it.
What office are you running for?
I'm running for mayor.
Of Tulsa?
Yes.
And when is that election?
Well, the first one is going to be August 25th. And so that, and then the top two or so go to a runoff or in November. Yeah.
Have you ever done anything like that?
I ran for city council a couple of years ago.
And you liked it?
Yes, I liked it. I lost by 11 votes.
11?
11 votes. And so I was, you know, because I was only able to pull from a voting pool of my district where I live. And so that's for that area. And
That's
so,
a big move to run for mayor.
And so now that I can have vote being voted from all over. Yeah.
It's amazing. Do you have any last word that you'd like to send out to America?
Well, to be one nation, under God, indivisible, we live in the justice for all. We all have to believe that. That's it. You know, that's it. Because at the end of the day, when it really comes down to it, this is the greatest place in the whole wide world, the United States of America.